Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are in the world. Greetings from me, Madame Merola, and this is Live a Phenomenal Life Show. I'm your host that is always here 50 weeks in a year, so that's 50 Mondays out of 52. So it's good to be here again on another Monday, the final Monday of the month of June. So this is the 28th of June, 2021. And this is season 4, episode 39. So guess what? In 11 episodes, we are going to be at our 200th episode anniversary. Woohoo! Isn't that awesome? So it's so good to be here. It's so rainy here. So I don't even know if the network is good. So I would love for you guys to give me some feedback. Can you hear me properly? If you can, let me know in the chat box, because if you type something in the comment box, I can see it right here in the virtual studio. So kindly share a comment with me to let me know that you are here and that you can hear me, so that way I can adjust my network to ensure that we have a wonderful time together on this show. So welcome, guys. Thank you for joining me. It's a privilege to have you all here. So, can I get to know? Can you hear me? So important, please. Hi, hello, hello, welcome. So, can you hear me clearly, Michael? If you can't hear me, please let me know. I need to know that you can hear me clearly so that I can switch network if this one is choppy. It's raining heavily here, so I can't tell if you guys can hear me unless you give me feedback. So, kindly do so. Thank you so much. Oh, you can hear me clearly. Wonderful. Thank God for that. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, as is our new trend on the show, what is your one word for this week? What word are you going to hold on to inspire you, to keep you filled up with positive energy for the entire week? What is your one word? You know what our one word is always is on the show. It's phenomenal. But my personal word for this week would be positive, because I need to stay positive. There's so many things that are going completely opposite direction of what I want. So I am choosing to stay positive this week, no matter what, because it's going to be essential for how I respond to the things that life is bringing my way. So that's my one word for the week: positive. So, what is your one word? Share with me as you join us on the show. And do share a reminder, or just share this video with your friends wherever you are, and let them know that I am live and they can join in on the show as well and get to benefit from it. So just give me a second so that I can send the share button on my phone, and then I will be with you and we can get started. So I am looking forward to reading your comments as to what you guys have as your one word for this week. Thank you very much. So I just want to share this video with others so that you can watch it too. Okay. So I just want to share. Okay, I can hear myself clearly as well. So that means we are good. Awesome. That is great news, because I wasn't sure if it was going to work well. Okay, yours is resilient. I love it. Thank you, Michael, for sharing that. So you're going to stay resilient no matter what this week. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to act as your accountability partner on that for this week. So anytime you are not being resilient, I'm going to remind you that that's your word for this week. And you have to also keep me stable by reminding me my one word for this week is to stay positive. Okay, so thank you for sharing that with me. So yes, it's great to be back again on another phenomenal Monday. In case you missed it, last week we had a phenomenal guest who happens to be my co host on another show, The Naked Truth Show. His name is Iri Rev, and he was here to talk with me about the topic: No phenomenal person is an island. And that topic was absolutely enlightening on many levels. We got to realize that after defining what a phenomenal person is, that there is nothing you can achieve in life that can be called successful if you think you can do it solo. So many of us think that, oh, I don't like the way other people work. I can't do this with other people. I just want to be an introvert and keep to myself. And, we hear this very popular term, I am a self made man. Well, I think Ira Rev and I were able to correct that myth that there truly is no self made person on this earth, that everybody is whatever success you've achieved in life is a byproduct, first of all, of the almighty higher power. And of course, some people that, whether it's small, minute, or major, people played a very, very key role in helping you get to who you became in life. That you were not born by yourself. So even if your circumstances were dire, somebody played a very vital role in ensuring that you got to where you are today. So it could just be someone that was always there encouraging you, someone who made sure you had food to eat, someone who, helped you and didn't get paid for the work just because they believed in your dream. All those people have an accumulative role in your life whereby you cannot say that you're self-made. Calling yourself a self-made man is actually saying that you do not acknowledge what all those other people did or all the benefits that they gave you in life just for you to get to where you are. So we said no phenomenal person is an island. And today I want to share with you 10 things I think you need to know about phenomenal living. So for you to be a phenomenal person, and to live a phenomenal life, you need to know certain things. There are certain attributes, there are certain ways of life that you need to embody. And it's not just a one off thing, it's something that becomes part of your lifestyle. So I feel like it is very good to mention them, especially now that we're just about to end the month of June in about 2 days thereabout, and we're stepping into July. So meaning the first half of the year is gone. And if we're going to step into July in a triumphant way with a new way of thinking, with a better mindset, we need to be able to go over some certain things that will be beneficial for us to relearn in case we already know them, and then unlearn in case we've learned the wrong things, right? And many times we can be innocent in terms of the fact that we didn't know we've learned things wrongly, but then we cannot continue to stay in ignorance of the fact that we need to be intentional about learning the right things that would help us and fuel us to do better in life. So that is what today's episode is going to be all about. But before we do that, we have to read our affirmation. So it's time to get the box out. Woo-hoo! And read the affirmations of the day. Yes. So randomly shuffling the cards so that I can pick them out. Okay. So one, two, I'm doing them randomly. Three, as you can see, I don't look at them. Four, and then let me get one final one. Five, yay. So what do our cards say for today? Let them be excellent ones. Okay, awesome. The first one says, I constantly encourage myself to dream mega and believe in myself to make it happen. Nothing has the power to stop me or slow me down. I am unstoppable. Michael, this card is for you because you said you were going to be resilient throughout this week. So I believe that card came out especially for you. The next card says, I am totally in sync with life. I am passionate about my life. I am free from pain, anxiety, and stress. Optimal wellness is the natural state of living for me. Woohoo! And the third card says, perfect health is possible for me, and I get healthier each day. All my organs are functioning properly. I look at myself and see a healthy person. I feel great. Woo! Lovely. Next card says, with faith, strength, patience, courage, and grit, I can achieve anything I desire in life. I will achieve massive success. Yes, yes, yes. And the final card says, I am full of unlimited potential and I unleash my genius daily. I am unstoppable as I step towards my goals. I am powerful beyond measure. Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. For those of you that still believe that affirmations are woo woo stuff, they're not the kind of things that truly work. Well, I need to tell you that nothing you don't believe in will work for you. I also was one of those very I used to say, oh my gosh, this is just absolute nonsense. That how can I be saying all those things when I don't feel it? I'm in pain, and you're telling me to say that I'm in good health, that I'm free from pain and anxiety and stuff like that. But I gave it a try about 4 years ago. And I said, well, what does it hurt? Let me try it, right? And I picked something that wasn't too hard for me to believe in. And I kept saying it over and over again. And you would not believe it. It actually worked. It transformed the way I was thinking. It transformed my physiology. My energy level certainly increased and stuff. And from there on, I became a bit bolder, started saying much more, positive affirmations, and even some that were like, a bit far-fetched, because I had to start to stretch my level of belief. And I am a living witness that, whatever your mind can think, and you can say it with your mouth and believe it in your heart, you can achieve it. You can have it. It might not come immediately, but that doesn't mean you should change your mind about it. Whatever you want, keep speaking it, keep talking about it, to believe in it, and keep walking in it. And one day you will see the reality of it in the physical. That's my belief about powerful, positive affirmations. And that's why we say them all the time on this show. Okay, so today I'm going to do this as quickly as I can on three major levels, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is share with you what I believe a phenomenal person is, right? And I'm going to share it from my book, The Gold Digger, which talks about, so that's my book, Gold Digger, beautiful cover, isn't it? Woo-hoo! So I'm going to share with you what were letters the letters phenomenal actually happens to be 10 letters, right? So I said that there are certain things about us that showcases that we're phenomenal, right? So in this book, I wrote that our uniqueness is our superpowers, and it's time for you to embrace it instead of trying to fit into a mold that was not made for you in the first place. Choose to be phenomenal. So the P stands for positive influence. If you want to be a phenomenal person, number one, you need to be someone who has a positive influence on others. The second one is you need to be someone who is honorable. So someone who people can say that, you know what, they've lived their life with integrity. They're the kind of people that we can rely on, we can bank on, we can be dependable on. It's so important for you to have an honorable life. And that when you are honorable, you tend to also find yourself living a life that you can be happy with. Why? Because your reputation matters. And when you have an honorable reputation, it allows people to be able to speak well about you, to want to relate with you, and also to vouch for you when need be. Okay. So the E, the first E, because there are two E's. The first one stands for exceptional, right? And we know that phenomenal people are not ordinary. Phenomenal people are not average. Phenomenal people are exceptional at what they do. They are extra special. They do things in such a way that leaves you in awe of what they do. Phenomenal people have understood what their zone of genius is. They spend time, energy investing in themselves to keep on developing their gifts, to keep on deploying it, and to keep on displaying it in a way that showcases their level of mastery. So if you want to be a phenomenal person, you need to understand that you are an exceptional person, and that once you find what you've been purposed to do, what is your zone of genius, and you keep working at it, you can become a master at it, you can become exceptional at it, and people will be able to see far beyond excellence at what you do, because excellence can become even too small for a phenomenal person. You go beyond being excellent, you go to phenomenal level, which is exceptional, which is where you stand out from the crowd, where everybody cannot refuse but say that you are truly a master at what you do. And then the N stands for noble. How noble are you in life? Are you the kind of person that is gracious to others? Are you the kind of person that shows that, loving other people, giving them a sense of value is something that is integral to your lifestyle? What are your core values? All those kind of things showcases you whether you are a phenomenal person or not. So you need to live your life from a noble standpoint, okay? Many of us think that nobility is left for those that are in aristocratic families and stuff. And I dare say, anyway, as a Christian, that I'm a queen. And I come from a lineage of queens and kings because I'm a child of God and my father is the King of Kings. So I believe that I was born into nobility, anyways, and that I need to showcase a lifestyle that depicts that I'm a noble person, not only in title, but in deed and in action as well. So, what I say, the way I carry myself, the way I act towards other people, the way I also showcase myself and show up in the world needs to show that I believe that I am noble and that it's not just by words, it's also by deeds. Okay. So, the next thing is the O. O stands for 100% committed. A phenomenal person is committed in and out of season. It does not matter. They are always going to back up whatever they say they're going to do. So today is a great example. It is raining like crazy. Right now, there is no electricity power where I am, but I'm still here. I could have used as an excuse to say, oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I'll reschedule for another day or another time. But no, I'm committed to showing up every Monday, 12 noon GMT plus one time, unless I'm really incapacitated and tied up to tubes in the hospital. You guys know you can bank on it at 12 noon GMT plus one time on a Monday. You will find Madame Merola on air. And if it's not going to be 12 noon, I would have stipulated and told you the time that I will show up, maybe because the guest needed a different time that will work for them. But the fact that I am so dependable. You can set your watch on it that I will be here. Is to show you that I'm 100% committed to showing up and doing this show. Live a phenomenal life show. I don't get paid to do this show. I do it because I love what I do. I believe so much in it, and I believe that it's going to help, even if it's just one person. You know why? Because I believe that everybody deserves a chance to be inspired, empowered, and transformed. That is our ethos and our motto on this show. So sometimes a lot of us are not committed to what we want to do. So when things are tough, when things are not as good as we expect it to be, we give up. We want to just go do something else. No, that is not the hallmark of a phenomenal person. A phenomenal person is 100% committed, 100% committed to showing up and doing what exactly they say they're going to do. They are people that you can bank on the fact that when they say yes, they mean yes with everything in them. Okay. Then the M stands for motivating. A phenomenal person is someone that it just motivational stuff just oozes out of their pores. They see people and they just want to inspire you, motivate you, energize you, encourage you to be the best version of yourself, to keep going for your dreams, keep working on stuff and not to give up in life. They always tell you you can keep looking for solutions, that if this way don't work, find another way, that you can afford to be flexible on the methodology of achieving your dreams, but you must be as solid as a rock in saying that this dream is going to come to pass. It doesn't matter if it takes many more years than I envisaged. I will not let up. I will not give up. I am going to keep going. That is a hallmark of someone that is a phenomenal person. You keep going. You keep going for your dream. You keep digging deeper, right? As I said, for those of you that are just joining, this book is called Gold Digger, and it's all about inspiration to live your best life. And in this book is let me check the title, chapter 52, that talks about I am phenomenal. And that's where I'm reading out the attributes of a phenomenal person to you because it's in the book, right? So you must be someone that is motivated in aptitude and not always waiting for other people to come and motivate you. You also live a lifestyle whereby you want to motivate other people as well. So make sure that you live a life that motivates others and that you always leave people with a better sense of energy and feeling about themselves than you met them. Many of us, we tend to have this wrong aura whereby we just put people off or we make people feel a little bit unsettled. Phenomenal people are just people that have this bright, beautiful aura about them. They just make you feel energized. They make you feel good. They make you feel better about yourself. So make sure that you also embody that. And it's intentional. And it starts from what is inside. You can't give what you don't have. If you're not someone who is naturally upbeat about life, that has a positive energy and stuff, you cannot give that to other people. Okay. So it's not a case of fake it till you make it. It's about living it till you believe it. Okay. So the next E stands for esteemed. How valuable are you? You know, value is something that can be ambiguous because it's all about whatever someone else perceives, right? But it starts with you. If you don't value yourself, guess what? Other people will not value you. So you need to value yourself to such a high level that it is seen by all, that nobody will treat you anyhow. Nobody will want to devalue you because they will know that they've wronged you, that somehow, you know, they will just have the sense that this woman or this man deserves better because there's something about them that speaks high value. So be someone that is esteemed, be someone that people have a high regard for, be someone that you know shows high regard for other people as well. A phenomenal person carries themselves with so much respect and value. They don't see themselves to be someone that's ordinary. And that's why one of my favorite affirmations is when I say that I am equal to all, inferior to none. I say this all the time because of the fact that many people have inferiority complex. So they go to certain places and feel like they don't fit in, or it's not that maybe these other people are better than them because they've got more qualifications, they've got more experience, they've got more money, whatever it is. They just start to look for anything that they can use to kind of remove themselves from the game of being suitable or also being in the right place. So you need to be someone who looks at themselves with such high esteem. You carry yourself with pride in the sense that you know that you also bring the very best of value to the table. And by doing that, right, you also treat people with that same levity. You see other people, you value them, you respect them. You also want them to know that their voices matter, their lives matter, their opinions matter, and that you are willing to listen to them and also learn from them, that nobody is a monopoly of wisdom or knowledge, that there is something you can learn from anybody. Give them the opportunity to share their own ideals and their own experiences as well. Acknowledge them and also just let them know that you see them, you see the value in them as well. And that will make them feel better about themselves, not just about you feeling good about yourself or feeling like, oh, you know what? I'm the queen of knowing it all. I'm the best amongst all those people. No, an esteemed person is someone who sees the value in themselves and also see the value in other people. Then the N stands for natural. And natural just talks about being authentic in all you do. You're not trying to be someone else. You're not trying to live another person's life. You're not a copycat version of anyone. You are as original as it gets. You are natural in the fact that you are doing what you know you've been called to do, and you are excelling in it and putting your best foot forward, constantly raising the bar and growing yourself. You are not trying to outshine anybody else. You are just shining in your own zone of originality. And you are also encouraging other people to shine their light. It's so important that you know that when you are natural born gem, it's just easy for you to glow and dazzle. You are not trying hard, you're just being you. And people will see that. So don't try and force it. Don't try and emulate or copy another person. Don't try and be a copycat version of another person. Be natural, be true to you. Don't try and speak like someone else because you feel they sound better. Don't try and walk like someone else because you think that the way they walk looks more beautiful. Just be you. Accept yourself for who you are. Radical acceptance, remember, guys? We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Radically accepting yourself for who you are. Seeing the beauty and the natural giftness that God has given you is another way to be phenomenal. Don't try and be outstanding as something that is not a natural calling for you. Many people don't understand that the reason why they're still struggling in life is because they are trying to succeed in something that they have zero business in trying to be at. I cannot imagine myself trying to be the next Michael Phelps. I might like to swim, but I want to swim for leisure. I don't have the wherewithal or the skill set or the discipline or passion to be an Olympic gold medalist swimmer. But Michael Phelps has it, and that's why he can excel at it. I am doing exactly what I've been called to do. I speak for a living. I don't get tired of doing this. And anybody that knows me, that has met me, knows that this is my natural habitat zone. I can speak about anything. And literally, I will smash it. And I'm not boasting because honestly, boasting has nothing to do with when you acknowledge the fact that you are blessed and gifted at something. It's just about personal mastery. I know what I'm good at. And I've chosen to master it to a point whereby other people can see and also appreciate my level of mastery. So somebody here is a master at baking. So you can give her anything to bake, and she will bake it with excellence, with panache, with so much greatness that it will make you envious, right? That, oh, I wish I had that kind of skin. But you don't need to have that kind of skill. Just appreciate what other people have and then appreciate what you have as well and make yourself responsible for growing and improving on your own skill sets, right? So it's not about trying to be someone else, it's just about you being yourself and doing the best you can for yourself. Okay, so the A stands for action oriented. How action oriented are you in life? Are you the kind of person that know what you're supposed to do but keep on making excuses not to do it? That is one of the problems that I have with people. And that's the reason why I tell people that to be a phenomenal person is not easy, because it takes someone who is willing to pay the price it takes to be phenomenal. Okay, so I'm going to talk about what it also takes to live a phenomenal life, because it's in stages. You can choose to be phenomenal. You can also choose to live a phenomenal life. So you can actually be a phenomenal person that is not living a phenomenal life. And therefore, you have a problem because you have everything it takes within you already to live a phenomenal life. But because you refuse to take action, you end up finding yourself being a phenomenal person, but not having a phenomenal life that goes as a byproduct of being a phenomenal person. So that is why I need to mention that you can actually have the skill set, the wherewithal, the mindset of a phenomenal person, but not be living a phenomenal life. Did you get that? I know that sounds weighty, right? Like you can actually be a phenomenal person, but not be living a phenomenal life. And that is a tragedy. And can you guess what? I found myself in that quagmire. I was actually living a life whereby I was thinking that I was doing great because I had all the characteristics and stuff of being a phenomenal life, of a phenomenal person, I beg your pardon. But then when I started to take stock of the things that was going on in my life, I realized I was not living a phenomenal life. So somebody says you can be a phenomenal person, but because you refuse to take action, you're not living a phenomenal. Absolutely. And I was like, oh my God, what is going on here? So I had to go learn some certain things, right? And ask myself, what does it take for me to be able to live a phenomenal life? Is there something that I am not doing yet? Is there something that I need to change in my mindset? Is there something I need to embody as a lifestyle in terms of discipline myself? So there are some certain things that we need to do that would actually help us to live a phenomenal life, which are the things I'm going to share in a few minutes. And then the final letter in phenomenal is L, and it stands for legendary. Okay, a phenomenal person knows that they are building their legacy. You are already a living legacy as of today, a breathing legacy. So many times we think about our legacy as something we leave behind. So when we are dead, when we've left this world, what will people say about us? What are the assets that we've left behind for families and stuff? I dare challenge you to say that how you live your life today is already your legacy. How you interact with the person next to you is already your legacy. Why? Because these are the things people will remember about you. When they mention your name, they're going to say, oh, that lovely lady. When I met her, she said something that really, really encouraged me at the lowest moment of my life. Oh, that lovely man, that wonderful, phenomenal gentleman that, came to my rescue when I felt like I was alone in life and did this for me. Look, you don't need to wait to when you're dead for you to actually have a legacy. I say that you need to live a legacy, which is Live, to leave a legacy behind, which is the Leave that we're all familiar with. So, how you are living today is going to be what speaks for you tomorrow. How you live your life today is what's going to remain in the minds of people about you. It's not going to be something that is far-fetched or something that people have to cook up to make it sound palatable or sound good just because they want to have an ode for you at your funeral. No, ma'am, no, sir. Your legacy is something that you need to start to live today. Your legacy is something that you yourself must be able to tell yourself that, hey, I will not live a life that I cannot be satisfied with. I will not live a life that I cannot be proud of. I must live my legacy today so that I can leave a legacy that truly embodies who I am tomorrow. So if today is going to be my last day, I better live it to the fullest. I better show up to the best of my ability. I better do all that is within my power to do so that when I go to bed, when I close my eyes, if this is my last breath, I can say that I gave it my all, that I died empty, that I poured out from the very depth of the soul of who I am into doing all the things that I've committed myself to do and to touching lives in such a way that they will never forget, because that is what it takes to be a phenomenal person. Phenomenal people are not ordinary. Phenomenal people are rare. Phenomenal people are those that know that they have a calling in life to be light bearers, to people that touch lives, to be people that impact and influence in a way that can never be forgotten. So they don't treat their lives with levity. They don't joke with the things that have been committed into their hands. They don't make excuses about every little thing, but they take the work seriously and they say, no matter what comes my way, I'm going to show up. I'm going to keep on showing up, and I'm going to keep the best of me. Even if life is tough for me, it's not going to change the way I'm going to do things. I'm not going to make an excuse about doing things in a shoddy manner. It doesn't matter whether I'm making a profit or not. Excellence is my standard. Phenomenal is my standard. I will not go below it because this is who I've been called to be, and I will live it till the day I die. That is how you become a phenomenal person. Oh my God, I'm switching into the preacher role now, people. Somebody drag me back, drag me back, drag me back and say, Madame Merola, come on, reduce that fire, reduce that fire. Let's go back to the topic because I sense the anointing coming up here right now. Let me read some of the comments before we move on to the next segment, which is some of the things that we need to imbibe if we want to live a phenomenal life. So somebody says, how you live your life today, how you interact with people today is already your legacy. Don't wait till you're dead. Yes, ma'am. Yes, you're so correct. You're so, so correct. You know, this is a great push for the week. Yes, yes, yes. Phenomenal is my standard. Woo! There's no better standard in life than that, my sister. Believe it, believe it. I should increase the fire. If I increase the fire, we will not be done in an hour. So let me not increase the fire, my sister. Let me just stay where I am, okay? So now that we're done with that, let us look at 10 things that phenomenal people, 10 things that phenomenal people focus on. And if you're paying attention, I would love for you to help me put it up on the screen. I know Ira Rev is here. Hi, Ira, how are you? I mentioned you already about our topic on that we had last week about no phenomenal person is an island, and this is a follow-up on that. So now that I've mentioned to you the 10 characteristics of a phenomenal person, it's now time for me to show you 10 things phenomenal people focus on, okay? Are we ready? Are we ready to listen to the 10 things that phenomenal people focus on that helps them to live a phenomenal life? The first thing is helping others, okay? Phenomenal people live a life that is bigger than themselves. Phenomenal people just find it easy to be able to forget about the things that solely helps or blesses them and focus on other people and what they need and what they need to grow. So for those of you that are in my group on WhatsApp, right, you know that I do this all the time. I'm always sharing affirmations. I'm always sharing scriptures. I'm always sharing something that I believe can build you up, can inspire you in life. It's not every day I feel good about myself, to be honest. It's not every day I wake up all excited and gongo about life, but I have conditioned and disciplined myself that my life is not primarily for me alone, that my life is as a living service to my creator, to do that which he has purposed me to be. And that is to be an igniter, to help other people to step into their own place of calling and purpose in life. So because of that, I always do things that would help others. So if you want to be a phenomenal person, living a phenomenal life, number one thing that you need to do is help others. Don't be a selfish or self-centered person. Always think about helping other people. So that's number one. Focus on the gifts and the talents that God has given you and ask yourself, how can I use this to bless someone else? How can I use this to be of value to someone else? When you do that, guess what? You find yourself living a phenomenal life. Why? Because your life is now being transcended beyond just woo or those that are in your inner circle. So we could be doing things that only blesses ourselves and our nuclear family and stuff, but we're not doing things that bless other people that we have zero ties to in the world. But that's not what a phenomenal person does. A phenomenal person not only does things that can be felt by other people, but they derive joy from doing it. So don't help other people because of what you can gain from it. Help other people because it's something that just flows freely out of you, that you're actually passionate and joyful about helping others. So that's number one. Number two, solution provider. So I always say this, right? In life, there are always two sets of people when it comes to who you call when there's a fire. You either look for people that are problem solvers or you look for people that are solution providers. There's a distinct difference. The people that are problem solvers are those that they know how to put out the fire that is already existing. A solution provider knows how to put out the fire that exists and also potential fires that might come up in the future. They tend to be able to see things in a way that most people don't see, and they're able to mitigate disasters that might come up that you might not have thought about. So they'll tell you, just in case this happens, this is what you should do. Just in case that happens, this is what you. So they are the futuristic ones. They tend to take it a higher step than the people that are problem solvers. They are solution providers. So when there is a need for a solution, these are the people you call. And that's how you live a phenomenal life, you know. You don't just focus on the problem, you think about how to ensure that everything is working and that people take the required action when necessary. That's why I said that you can't be a phenomenal person without being an action taker. You can't just be someone that acquires knowledge for the sake of acquiring knowledge. You can't be someone that just goes and takes courses and goes for all the certifications. Also, you can put some extra letters beside your name. PhD, SAM, blah, 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 whatever all the letters are that many people just like to add beside their names. But then we are not feeling the efficacy of who you are. So I would say I'd rather not have any title beside my name and just call me Madame Merola, and I'm good with that. But that you can feel the essence of my being when I step into a place. That you can feel the fact that things are going to turn around just because Madame Merola is going to is here. I prefer that. I prefer you guys to feel the benefits of my life, of my work, than just giving me titles that don't mean nothing. So don't just be someone that lives for the titles and the accolades. Live to be a solution provider. Be someone that when people call you, they know they can rest easy, know that something is going to shift, something is going to change in this place because this person is a phenomenal person that knows how to solve problems. Okay. So somebody says the solution provider puts out the fire and thinks about the future. Absolutely. And then problem solver on that hand puts out the fire while the solution goes a step further. Yep. You got it right, sister. So the third thing that you need to live a phenomenal life, you guys have heard me say this a lot of times, is happiness. I tell you all the time that happiness is intentional. And you know, too many of us, we keep on looking for joy, happiness in the wrong places. You need to be happy. You cannot encourage other people to be happy when you're sad yourself. So phenomenal people living phenomenal lives are people that know how to make themselves happy. Okay. Happiness is a choice and it requires focus. It requires you to be intentional about it, my sisters and my brothers. You cannot live a phenomenal life if you are constantly depressed, despondent, and discouraged about life. So it's just like when the Bible said, and David encouraged himself. Phenomenal people know how to do that. Phenomenal people know when to step back and say, hey, you know what? Right now, I feel like my tank of happiness is becoming low. So I need to do something intentionally to increase it. Okay. So you need to look inwards at yourself and say, what do I need right now just to increase my level of happiness? You don't need to have external anchors to hold on to make you happy. Look inwards at yourself. Look at the little things around you that can make you feel more joyful and happy and focus on that. Okay. Phenomenal people choose to focus on being happy Because honestly, there are so many things in life that you can choose to focus on that will just make you cranky and miserable. I was talking to a friend on the phone just before I came on the show, and I said, I have every reason not to do the show today talking about this. But then, what kind of person would I be? And what kind of freaking ass hostess will I be for a show called Living a Phenomenal Life if I don't know how to rise above challenges? If I don't know how to be able to stay on focus in terms of the fact that it is a lifestyle for me already to be phenomenal. So I already know the things I ought to do that would help me to be able to switch on back to that level and that happy place for me. So not focusing on the things that are going wrong, because so many things, as I said in the beginning of the show, just suddenly seem to be going wrong for me. But I'm choosing not to focus on that. I'm choosing to focus on the positives. I'm choosing to focus on the fact that I have a job that I love. I'm choosing to focus on the fact that I have love in my life. I have people that celebrate me, that value me, and those things are enough. I choose to focus on the fact that my voice matters. That if I show up today on this show, that some certain people's lives will be transformed, inspired, and empowered by the fact that I came on air for an hour and shared with them some tidbits that would be helpful to them. That is enough for me to bring me back to my happy state. So intentionally being happy is something that phenomenal people do. Why? Because many things in life will come at you to derail you and to steal your joy. So make sure that you're happy. And of course, the next thing is joy. Joy is also intentional, right? Phenomenal people know that joy and being phenomenal goes hand in hand. And many people mistake happiness for joy. Happiness and joy are two separate things, okay? Joy is a deeper level. Joy is something about you that just, goes beyond the superficial. Many people, and there was a time when I had a big issue in my life, and a pastor friend of mine kept telling me that maintain your joy, maintain your joy. And I used to get really irritated by him by saying that. What do you mean, maintain your joy? Maintain your joy. What does that mean? And I didn't know that I was beginning to have cracks showing up in me, because even if I smiled, they could tell that I wasn't really that happy, that I was just trying. And it took a while for me to be able to understand what joy meant. See, joy is something that is embedded deep within you. You cannot fake it. When a joyful person, you will know it. Their smile is bright. Their aura is beautiful. Their presence is magnetic. When you maintain your joy, no matter the hardships you face in life, you have transcended to a higher level of living. And that's how you begin to know that you're living a phenomenal life. So when I told you about the time when I talk about the fact that were the deep dark times of my life, that I was going through severe depression and almost suicidal, I lost my joy. And I didn't know that he had seen that. And that's why he kept on saying, maintain your joy, maintain your joy. So it took some deep work. It took me having to relearn what it meant to find my joy again. And once I found it, I refuse to let go of it for nothing in life. So when I see that I'm getting stressed out, when I see that I'm getting frustrated, I tell myself, Madame Merola, maintain your joy. Because at the end of the day, it is a solid foundation of what stems from inside me that flows out. And I cannot be this phenomenal, beautiful, and bright, brilliant mind if I am not joyful. I can't give the best of me if I'm not joyful. I can't ignite or empower anybody else if I'm not joyful. Joy is something that radiates on the inside of us and flows on our outside. Maintain your joy no matter what season of life you find yourself, no matter how deep and dark you find yourself in the valley where there seems to be no way out. Maintain your joy. Trust in the Lord and believe that they say that even though weeping may endure for a night, joy will surely come in the morning. I always hold on to that look, this will surely pass. But my joy is something that will surely be there no matter what. So even if I must weep, I will only be for a small period of time, because my joy is what will sustain me. My joy is what will keep me living a phenomenal life. My joy is what will make me keep on going on in life, even when things are dark and dreary. So you must ask yourself, how do you maintain your joy? The answer can only be found by you, because everybody has a different way of maintaining their joy. Whatever it is, find it and keep on pulling at it when you need it the most, because joy will keep you anchored and living a phenomenal life always. Okay. Phenomenal people choose to focus on the positive in every situation, every circumstance, and every moment, and remember that they are blessed. So, being joyful also is someone that remembers to be grateful about things. Then the next thing is love. Okay. All right. So, let me read what somebody's written. No matter how deep and dark you find yourself in the valley where there seems to be no way out, keep your joy. Yes. And then ask yourself, how do you maintain your joy? It's a personal question. You need to answer it for yourself. So you cannot ask Madame Merola to share how she maintains her joy, because it might work for you, for me, but it might not work for you. So you need to find the answer to that. The next one, number 6, is love. Okay. Phenomenal people. Love is the default setting. Okay. And this I truly understand, because I found it out to be true, and it's in my book, Gold Digger, in case you're just logging in, that's about Gold Digger, that love is who you are. When you're a phenomenal person, love just oozes out of you. And even when things are difficult for you, when people are difficult, you still just find a way to do things that showcases that you love. And the reason why I found this to be true is because phenomenal people are really connected to the spiritual center. And the spiritual center, of course, is because they're connected to the higher power. So you need to be able to express love. You don't love only those people that are your family members or the people that do good to you. You just have a way of loving up on other people. You have a way of expressing love to other people. Love just flows out of you like living water, you know? So you need to be a loving person, someone who genuinely cares about others, for you to be known as a phenomenal person. Okay. So what is the next one? Number 7, time, right? Phenomenal people realize that time is a commodity that they cannot hold on to, that every single day, every midnight, 86,400 seconds are being credited into our account, and how we use it is so vital. And that therefore time waits for nobody. What you do not do today, it's going to be waiting for you tomorrow. And you don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow. So why do you waste your time? So people that are phenomenal guard their time jealously. They guard their time so jealously because they understand the value of time. They understand what can be accomplished if they can discipline themselves to do them in the time that they have allocated to them. So the phenomenal person focuses on time and how to fill up each moment up with meaning that will benefit not just themselves, but the people around them. So how you use your time is a way that we get to know whether you're living a phenomenal life or not. If you are living a phenomenal life, you will be someone that prioritizes using your time for things that are beneficial, things that are edifying, things that would be of value to you, that are just wasting them on things that we call time wasters and time fillers that would aid you in no way. So you don't waste your time gossiping about other people. You don't waste your time just doing things that I don't have a problem with you watching TV. Sometimes you need to have your downtime and stuff. That's fine. But if you end up just living a life whereby all you do is watch TV day in, day out, and say, oh, there's nothing for me to do, well, then it shows that you're not living a phenomenal life, because there is something for you to do. Even if you don't have a job that pays you, why don't you use that time to volunteer for work? So as I said, I don't get paid to do the show, but I've been showing up for almost 200 episodes now. We are on episode 189 at the moment. So you can imagine 189 hours of my time has been devoted to just being a blessing to other people. That shows where we value things. So where your value goes, where your attention goes, is indicative of what you value in life. So make good use of your time. Number 8, kindness. Phenomenal people are just naturally very kind. They're easy to take advantage of. Why? Because it's their natural disposition to be good. They love to do nice things for other people. They love to make other people feel good. So phenomenal people living a phenomenal life are very kind. When you focus on kindness, the world and others will evolve from a place of being good to great to phenomenal. I love that. When you focus on kindness, your world and others will evolve from being good to great and then into phenomenal. And that phenomenal people focus on kindness with everybody they encounter. So it's not being kind to special set of people, not being kind to the people that you know would only be beneficial to you. So you know how it is. You want to be kind to the people that you know that, oh, tomorrow they'll give you a job or they'll become friends with you because they have high positions in power and authority. No, you be kind to everybody. Even the people that you cannot see in any way what you can gain from them. That is true kindness. Kindness is not about what you gain from it. It's just about who you are and how you want to deposit a certain sense of yourself into other people. Okay. So that is what it means. Okay. To be someone who is kind. So somebody say 180. Yes. Crazy, right? 189 hours devoted to being a blessing. That is how many hours I have spent, my sister, on the show. 189 hours. It actually makes you think about it when you see it in figures, right? That is a lot. 189 hours dedicated to showing up. And that is just the airtime. We're not talking about the hours that I've spent in the background, doing all the work, doing the research and everything, getting the guests to come up and everything else that goes on before and after the show. So when we add all that up, oh my gosh, it is a lot of hours. But it's something that I do from a place of joy, from a place of deep responsibility and passion. So it's okay. Kindness, easy to be taken advantage of. Yes, it's so true, but it's something we have to do. And then number 9 is empathy. You know, a phenomenal person living a phenomenal life is someone who's living a life from a standpoint of empathy. When you cannot feel a sense of sorrow, when you cannot feel a sense of joy, when you cannot feel a sense of care for people deeply, something is wrong with you on a level that cannot allow you to be phenomenal. Being empathetic is not as easy as it sounds, but it takes being a phenomenal person to be able to live a life of being empathetic. So it starts on you being intentional about it till it becomes a lifestyle, till it becomes second nature to you. So I'm the kind of person that I start to cry, when someone tells me what they're going through and how life is difficult for them. Why? Because of the fact that I just can't bear to see other people in pain. I can't bear to see someone at a loss. I can't bear to see people struggling. I can't bear to see injustice. So empathetic people feel it in the core of themselves. It doesn't have to be something that I'm directly involved in. It just shows that I know how to connect with other people on a level beyond the physical. I'm able to connect with them on a spiritual and emotional level, whereby I feel the pain like it's mine, and I'm able to commiserate with them and want to see them feel better. So, taking the focus of the situation and helping them to find a way to be able to feel better in life is something that comes naturally for me. So, you cannot be a phenomenal person living a phenomenal life if you don't know how to be empathetic. If you don't know how to be one, you need to learn it because it's so important. It takes a lot to be an empathetic person. But once you get into the zone of being empathetic, it makes people it draws people to you in such a way that is crazy, because people will just be like, oh gosh, I felt warmth from that person. It's not something you can fake. When you're really an empathetic person, they see it in your eyes, they see it in your physiology, they feel it internally as well. It goes beyond just the ordinary. It transcends into the supernatural, whereby people can actually feel like you're reaching out and hugging them and touching them and just sharing your life essence with them. Be an empathetic person. Don't go through life saying it's not my business, I don't care. You don't feel that sense of worry and love and care for others. It's just not a right way to live. And then the final thing about phenomenal people living phenomenal life is that they don't always live for themselves. So they are not solely focused on themselves. They live for others as well. So phenomenal people are not selfish. Phenomenal people live a life that is above themselves. Okay. They always try and say that, how can I be a blessing today? How can I help someone else rise today? How can I help someone, just embark this challenge that's going through their life and know that they're not alone? How can I just give someone a gift of a smile today, or speak life into them and let them know it's okay, that they can work through this. They can pass this test that they're going through right now, as difficult as it may seem. It's so important that we're able to do that, because once we focus on the fact that other people also need what we need in life, so we're not always thinking about ourselves. So number 10 is not living for yourself only, whereby you say that, okay, right now I need money, right? Maybe you say, okay, I need $50,000, but I've got $5,000. And there is somebody that maybe all they need is just $10. So can I find a way to look for someone in my circle, or just okay, and we're back. Sorry about that. My network died. So I had to switch to another one. As I told you, I've got no power here. So the power in my wireless unit gave up on itself. So before we end, let me tell you 5 things that phenomenal people don't waste their time to focus on just because of the fact that they know that it's a waste of time. So, number one, negativity. We've learned as phenomenal people trying to live a phenomenal life that when you wallow in negativity, it ain't gonna do you no freaking good. You are just gonna be like, it's like you are in a quicksand and you keep choosing to go deeper and deeper into it. It just does not have any benefit. So being negative is just something that is obvious to you that it doesn't pay you in any way and it's not going to help you. So it's a waste of your time, waste of your energy, and waste of your focus. And so just do something else, which is be positive. And then another thing that phenomenal people do not bother themselves with popularity. Okay, we've realized how fickle that is, and it explains to many of you that know me why I'm not so bothered about whether or not there are 1,000 people watching the show, whether or not I've got 1 million followers and stuff. I just do what I need to do because I understand the benefit of it in the long run. I am not playing a popularity contest game. I am playing an influence and impact game. So there's a difference between playing a popularity game and playing the purpose game. I am more interested in living my life on purpose, for purpose, to help other people be in purpose, rather than just trying to be popular and trying to be the belle of the board, trying to be the in thing of the season. For remember today, forgotten tomorrow, because there is no credibility and sustainability. I am so not interested in that. I am living a life of purpose, for purpose, to be able to help other people be in purpose. So that is what is my sole focus in life. If you want to live a phenomenal life, don't play the popularity game. If popularity comes as a byproduct, fine, but don't be so focused on that. Don't put that as the number one aim and benefit of what you want to do, and let that be the thing that drives you to the point that you lose focus of what else is more important than being popular. Okay. And the third thing that popular, phenomenal people that live in phenomenal lives don't do is doing things that solely benefit themselves. We don't spend a huge chunk of our time living for ourselves. So that's why I shared with you as the number 10 thing. They live a life that's beyond just themselves. Okay. Imagine if all I considered was how things would benefit me. I would probably be at a different TV station or something, earning money from the time that I spend on air. But I don't do that because I don't want to be restricted on to what I can share and what I can do and when I can do it. So I need that freedom to be able to be a blessing, be someone that ignites people's life anytime I want, how I want to, and on a platform that gives me the freedom to be able to do that. So even though for this is the fourth season that's about to wrap up in about in 11 episodes, it doesn't matter to me. And I'd be like, you know what? All these things is a compounding value. So somebody can go back and watch episode 1 down to episode 189 and gain value in it. And the lives can be transformed. And they can feel the energy and the vibe and the love in which I've sown into putting up all these episodes. So that is more important to me than just living a life that solely benefits me financially, emotionally, spiritually, and in all ways. So it's always good to just always not just think about yourself, but also think about others, because it just makes you feel good too, knowing that what you do is blessing other people. Number four, we are not interested in superficial things. So mediocre people focus on what other people look like, what they're dressed like, how much the money they have, who they know, and all those kind of things. Phenomenal people see through the initial judgment into the actual person. And this is my lifestyle. It's so funny because many people I know say this all the time, that I talk to everybody. And I say yes, because my grandmother raised me. My grandmother is late now, but she was my absolutely favorite person in life. And I used to call her woman of substance, because she taught me from a very young age that life is in phases and that all fingers are not equal. That never look at someone and judge them by where they are at today. Look on the inside, see their heart, see the beauty of who they are inside, and just love up on them. And that stayed with me throughout my childhood to today. I see people, and all I see is the good part of them. I see the brilliance in them. So many people, I saw them before they became something, and I spoke that word into their life. I said, I look at you, and all I can see is the greatness that is still buried within you, that is waiting to burst out. I see you doing magnificent things. I see you, shaking up your industry and stuff. So sometimes we can be so myopic and we can be so judgmental and look at things only from an external point of view, which is what is being called superficial. So you cannot look at things from a superficial point of view. You need to be able to look inwards and judge people from their heart, from who they are inside, which means it takes time. It takes discipline to not be initially moved by the external beauty and the razzmatazz of all the things you see, but take time to really learn about people, listen to them, get to know them, and then truly see the value they bring to the table. And the final thing that phenomenal people don't waste their time on is the past. We don't waste our time dwelling on the things that happened in the past, whether they're good or bad, because you know what? The things that we did in the past to get us to where we are today is not going to be sufficient to take us to where we need to go higher tomorrow. So there are some things that we did wrong yesterday. Yes, we learn from it and we move on. We don't overdwell on it because we don't want it to hinder us. And also we don't want our past successes to also hinder us, so that we don't get big-headed, we don't get complacent, and then we don't get stuck in a rut. So it's important for you not to live in the past. Appreciate the past for what it is, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But tell yourself that, you know what? My tomorrow is not going to be any better or any different if I don't put in the work today. So you must always show up and put in extra work again today. You celebrate the fact that, wow, you did a good job yesterday. Good job. Nice. Well done. Now today is here. I've been given another chance. What am I going to do with my today that I can celebrate tomorrow as well? So you keep on working. You keep on showing up. You keep on showing love. You keep on empathizing. You keep on being a blessing. You keep on doing all the things that encases who you are as a phenomenal person. When you can do all these things, the 10 things that I shared with you as the characteristics of a phenomenal person, the 10 things that I said that phenomenal people focus on to be able to live a phenomenal life, and then you can avoid the 5 things that I say that they don't waste their time on, I can guarantee you that before you know it, once you start working on those things, you'll start to see a big shift in the way you live your life. You start to see many things working out for you. You start to see, as I say, that a life that goes beyond you and is speaking volumes. Okay. So you want to be able to live a life that you can be proud of. You want to be able to live a legacy today that you can leave behind as a legacy that others will be speaking of for many years to come afterwards. So, how you live your life is your choice. But I want to urge you to make the right choice. I want to urge you to make a choice that you'll be able to say that, you know what, my life counted for something. That everything I do it from a place of love. I do it from a place of a bigger sense of responsibility beyond myself. And that tomorrow, If another tomorrow comes for you, you'll be able to say, well done for doing good yesterday. And then today's here again. And let's do another great day again, right? So today is here. What decisions are you going to make? What are the points that I've raised today that you're going to look at and say, okay, I think I need a bit more work on this area. I need to do better in this area. We can always improve. I call myself a work in progress. So no matter how much people praise me and tell me how great I am, it actually doesn't bother me because of the fact that I have a standard that I hold myself onto, which I feel I have not yet even accomplished. Why? Because the person that I'm trying to emulate is someone whose standard is his shoes are so big. I'm trying to be like Jesus, you know. So I feel like I still got a lot of work to do. I still got a lot of lives that I need to impact and influence. My I want to be able to touch billions of lives. So, you know, I have to keep working. I have to keep growing. I have to keep maturing. I have to keep getting better. So I have no time to become slack or lazy because if I do, how do I get to become a better version of myself in order to be able to help other people and encourage them to be good as well? Because you can't teach something that you yourself are not living. You cannot give what you don't have. And you cannot ask of others to do what you yourself are not willing to do. So that's why sometimes you need to be able to take that mantle on and say that, you know what, even if it takes me going alone for a little while just to show people that I'm in it to win it and stick with it, then you need to do it. Because sometimes people need to see that you really mean what you say and that you're willing to back it up with action before they start to take you seriously. So I believe that I've shown how serious I am about this show, Live a Phenomenal Life Show, and I don't need to justify it to anybody anymore. What is it that you're doing with your life that you know is bigger than just you making profit or money, put food on the table? What are you doing that other people will be able to say, because of you, my life transformed, because of something you said, because of something you wrote, because of something you did, it changed me, it helped me. That is the kind of life I want you to live if you choose to live a phenomenal life. My name is Madame Merola, and I am the bank creator that ignites the beautiful and bold, audacious, no excuses, God's masterpiece in you. It has been an absolutely phenomenal time shared with you. It's 1 hour, 6 minutes already. Time really does go by. And I don't know about you, but I am super blessed to do what I do. Even though I don't get any financial rewards for it, I can tell you that my heart is filled up to the brim with the fact that I know many people get blessed by what I do and that my life counts for something. Can you say the same about yourself? I want you to know that your life is truly, truly vital and that there is something in you that only you can give to the world. So if you don't give it, the world will be missing out. I realize that. And that's why I pay the price every single day to show up and do what I need to do to ensure that the world does not have that void because I did not show up. So you show up as well. Be phenomenal and know that you are God's masterpiece. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you, Sumade. You've been amazing today, writing all the points for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are awesome. Take time to really learn about people. Absolutely. It's been nice hanging out with you as well. Thank you so much. And of course, Michael always I say you always get a bang. But I'm a roller. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you. Thank you for keeping me company so that I'm not alone because you know it's always nice when I have guests. But when I'm the only one on the screen, it can be a bit lonely now. So thank you for hanging out with me. And if you gain value from the show, or especially today's episode, please share it with someone else that you believe it would help them. And don't forget to keep living like a phenomenal person that you are because you are worth it. Take care, and I'll be back again next week, same time, with a guest just to make sure that you stay inspired, empowered, and transformed one show at a time. God bless you all. Mwah. Love you all and enjoy the rest of your Monday. And make sure you end the month of June on a high note because there are only 2 days left. So I want to be able to see you in July with testimonies to share about how you actually smashed it in this month of jubilant June before we transition into the month of July. Take care of yourself and be good to you always. Do you and be you 100% unapologetically because you are an original. Bye, everybody. Love you all. Ciao. Thank you, Sumade. You are the MVP of today's show. Thank you so much, my sister. And God bless you all. Bye. Take care.